We're in France this time, so it looks like this is a shorter flight today, but we're in Saint Exupéry, or Lyon, France. Lyon, France. We're flying to Liveries, France, and it's a short flight. It's not a long one here, so but it's a nice airport. So this is not a large airport that we're flying out of, but it's nice. Actually, it's bigger than you think. Yeah, it is. Anyway, we'll be coming out on 17 right um, here in this. Go ahead and do our preliminary. Get our IRSs aligned. Okay. Engine test. Fire. APU. Engine 2. Right, we want our strobe on, beacon, wing light, and nav. So I always go ahead and bring those up. Arm emergency exit. Let's go ahead and get our init. So our company route for this flight, we're going to do LFLL and LFBZ, LFBZ01, okay? LFLL, LFBZ01. Not in database. Interesting. Okay, so tell you what, I'm going to go straight for the gut jugular here. We're going to do an init request. Bam. There we go. And this is everything's already in there. Good. IRSs will be aligned in 7 minutes. Next page. Our ZFW is already loaded. It makes it a lot easier. Right. And we're going out today on 17 right. We'll be doing flex. We're going to auto config. We'll see what it says, and bam. So we're doing a one flaps. Right, for this we're going to load one. Whoa, that's kind of high. 153. 153. off there. Okay, now 153. 153. And 155. Flex temp is 54. And our flap configuration is a 1 UP 0.1. So that's 1 UP 0.1. Millie, why don't you talk a little bit about what the thrust UP 0.1, what does that mean exactly?
The term thrust up 01 isn't standard aviation terminology, but it might refer to a thrust setting or procedure specific to an aircraft type or operation. If you're referring to a thrust setting, typically thrust up would mean increasing engine power. In some aircraft, thrust settings are managed by the auto throttle system, which adjusts engine power to maintain desired speed or climb rate. If you have more context or specific aircraft systems in mind, I can provide more detailed insights. Remember, understanding your aircraft's specific systems and terminology is crucial for safe operations. Keep asking questions like these to deepen your knowledge.
Right, we're checking our some of our settings here, like all these are nailing it. Okay, 0 fuel weight, 159. Block fuel, by the way, is 13683. That's correct, right there. Passenger load is 211, already set. We're good. Just for the sake of time, I'm not doing all the slow loads right now, but that is correct. We've got all those settings in there. Stephanie, can you get our IFR clearance, please? That's our co-pilot.
Sure, I'll get our IFR clearance. X clearance, Air France 15902. We'd like to collect our IFR clearance with information Romeo.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
I'm also studying about our departure runway of 17 right, so I know that so 17 right. Our departure runway is behind us, I think. That's us down there, so we're departing from that end, I think. Yeah, we are.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
On our performance, by the way, our QNH was on there too, 29.89. And we are going to want to turn that, change that to 1012. Okay.
Air France 15902, Saint X clearance,
Information Romeo is current. Cleared to Biarritz via the Bell 8 November
Some
departure.
doors are
Departure
still
runway
open
35
for the
right.
GPU or
Initial climb to
LSU are still
4,000 feet.
connected.
Departure on
I'm waiting for all of them
120.23
closed
squawk
and disconnected,
4433.
then I will proceed.
Okay. Hold on. Now, we're going to go to ground. We're going to...
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Okay.
Delivery. Bonjour, Ryanair 1018. Set
Okay.
Juliet 19.
We're going to part out on the 17 right departure.
Runway 35 left. Information Mike and board.
I'm working back clear. Stand by.
Contact clearance, Airfence 1123 requesting IFR clearance to Ajaccio with information India.
Stow connected and MIPAS pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, we're coming in on 09. Ooh. Actually, we're making a change of our own. We're going to come in on ILS 27.
Shenzhen delivery. Good morning, Alex 603 is with you, looking for the IFR clearance as filed to Bangladesh. We have information on board.
Give me 1 second for that clearance. Island Pacific 003, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.905.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Standby. Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time on Have a Safe Flight.
Aircraft requesting clearance to Echo Sierra Alpha. Stand by for clearance.
Repeat the square code, please.
Zilla 13 aircraft at parking stand 61. Your squawk code is 3313. Say when ready to taxi.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Delta Sky Team and our global partners, welcome on board your Delta flight. As you're making your way to your seat, we kindly ask that you please step into your row out of the aisle
Stephanie,
as quickly as possible.
could you get our taxi clearance?
If you're traveling with a larger rollerboard, please place it in the overhead bin.
I can't handle that unless I am in charge of the comms. You'll need to request it yourself or hand over comms control.
So if the bin directly in
Stephanie,
position is
you are in
arguable,
charge
please
of
go ahead
all
and utilize
comms.
the next available space. If you brought in a second item with you, such as a briefcase, tote bag, laptop bag, backpack, you can go ahead and utilize that space under the seat in front of you, so that we can utilize that overhead bin space for your larger bags without having to check them plain sight to your final destination. Feel free to utilize your mobile phones, tablets, and e-readers while we're here at the gate. However, once we close our boarding door, you must please place these items into airplane mode.
Stephanie, I need you to get taxi clearance for us, please.
Welcome on board.
I'll take over the comms and get our taxi clearance.
Still have not figured out how to turn the lights, cut the lights back on this plane. I don't think I can. Air France 15902, we would like to get our taxi clearance.
Air France 15902, you are on the clearance frequency. Please contact ground on 121.83 for taxi instructions.
Air France 15902 requesting taxi clearance to runway 17 right.
Air France 15902, taxi to runway 17 right via Tango Alpha. Tango, Alpha 9er, cross runway 35 left, then Bravo 9er.
One thing on the 737s is hot starts. You can get a hot start, and on the Airbus, I don't think I've ever had a hot start. And I guess it has to do with the fact that you're not the one controlling the fuel.
Runway 17 right. Tango Alpha 9, cross 35 left, then Bravo 9. Air France 15902.
Flight attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please. Cross-check on all calls. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on board your Delta flight. So in just a moment, we'll be showing you a brief presentation on the safety features of this aircraft. We kindly ask that you please direct your attention to the video monitors and flight attendants in the aisle, even if you are a Cougar flyer. Thank you so much.
Welcome aboard, and thank you for choosing Delta for 100 years and counting. Delta. Delta. Delta.
Delta Airlines. The health and safety of our customers and crew is our #1 priority and the shared responsibility of everyone on board. So, before we depart, please pay attention to this important message. Stow all carry-on items in an overhead bin and place smaller items completely under the seat in front of you.
Larger electronic devices must be placed in a bag. Handheld portable electronic devices, including mobile phones, should also be secured.
Keep the aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas clear. If you lose an electronic device in your seat, please do not adjust your seat.
They've updated the
member for help.
announcements.
As we leave the gate, fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle and adjusting the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. To release, lift the top of the buckle. If your seat has a shoulder harness, attach the metal tip to the fitting on the belt. To release, push the metal tip down. Stay seated with your seatbelt fastened when the seatbelt sign is on, and keep it fastened whenever you're seated in case of sudden rough air. In the event of rough air, the crew might also need to buckle up for safety. We appreciate your understanding if our service is interrupted.
Federal regulations require all passengers to comply with all crew members' instructions, along with the posted placards and lighted information signs throughout the cabin. Smoking, vaping, the use of e-cigarettes or any smokeless product, including chewing tobacco, is not allowed on any Delta flight. Federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying restroom smoke detectors.
There are 8 exits on this plane. 8 doors, 4 on each side. Each door has a detachable slide that can be used as a raft. In the event of an evacuation, leave all bags behind. Carry-on baggage will slow the evacuation. All exits are clearly marked with the green exit symbol. Locate the nearest exits, and remember, they might be behind you. If we lose power, lights will illuminate the aisles to guide you to an exit.
It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, oxygen masks will drop from the panels above your seat and inside the lavatories. Reach up and pull a mask or streamer down to start the flow of oxygen. Remove any face covering and place the mask over your nose and mouth. Slip the elastic strap over your head and adjust the mask if necessary. Breathe normally and note the oxygen is flowing, so don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case, life vests are in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat. To use, remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist. Attach it to the
Okay,
bottle
we're
in
gonna
place and
max
adjust
brake.
securely around your waist. As you leave the
Anti-skid.
plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom, or manually inflate it by
spoiler
blowing into the
is
tube at shoulder
armed.
level. A water-activated
Flaps
light is
are
attached
one.
to each vest. For children under 35 pounds, place the vest around their waist and secure the strap between the legs. See your safety card for more information. Additional life vests for in-lab children are in marked compartments at the front and rear of the plane. We'll distribute these vests if necessary.
Before takeoff, bring your seat to its upright position and stow your tray table, footrest, and leg rest. Be sure you fastened your seatbelt low and tight across your lap. Carry-on items secured.
Stephanie,
Armrests are
we're
in
ready for
resting
takeoff
position.
clearance.
Or as
We're
otherwise
holding short at
indicated on
runway
the placard
17
in
right.
front of you. If you have a suite door, ensure it's open. See placard instructions inside the suite door for opening instructions in case of emergency. Finally,
We're holding
take a
short at
moment to
runway
review the
17
safety
right.
information
I'll
card
get our
in your
takeoff
seat
clearance.
pocket.
Be advised, information
As we finish
Sierra
our
is now
safety
current.
check, please let us know if you have any
1012.
questions.
As we take off into the future, sit back and relax. And from all of our crew, thank you for flying with Delta.
Wow.
Today and for the next 100 years.
I still have not figured out the wind shear warning system, why it's not working. I should have looked that up earlier. But Stephanie, how are we coming with that takeoff clearance?
Air Canada 271 with information Quebec, ready to copy.
I'll get our takeoff clearance.
To Rome. You're leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
St. X Tower, Air France 15902, holding short of runway 17 right, ready for takeoff.
Air France 15902, St. X Tower, runway 35 right, winds calm, cleared for takeoff.
You heard that? Okay. By the way, it's beautiful, beautiful runway. Right, we get lined up here. Forward pressure. Flaps are at 1. V1, rotate. Positive rate. Gear up.
Airfront 15902.
Retracted
Saint
flaps.
Tower. Contact departure on 120.23.
Autopilot on. Thrust climb. Sky looks beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruising altitude, I'd like to extend a special thank you to each of you, and welcome back to our SkyMom members and Million Milers. Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air.
Track smaller.
We ask that you also please remember to use caution in opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff. Now reaching altitude where it's safe to use approved electronic devices, and a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it will be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water, juices,
Q&H.
complimentary snacks, as
The
well
standard.
as a full selection of our fresh eats items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class and Delta Comfort Plus passengers, as well as available for purchase for the main cabin. A complete listing of available beverages, as well as of our fresh eats items, can be found in the menus in your seat pocket. Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and snacks. However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 50% and earn double miles on all Delta purchases.
We are we're only 304 miles from the arrival airport. Short flight.
You will find that the screen will work best with just a light tap of your fingertip. Feel free to use your own headsets. Otherwise, if you do need a headset, just let a flight attendant know they are yours complimentary for this and any future Delta flights.
Scott, once again, Xplane in this latest update, the sky looks so different, and they did an excellent job kind of bringing that out. And we need to kill our lights. One thing I didn't do, skipped it on the checklist, I shouldn't have, is turning off the APU after powering up the engines. Did not do that. So I had to fix that. As quickly as we reach cruise altitude, we'll be coming right back down. Since we're climbing, we'll go ahead and look at our performance on the arrival, since we're so close. Arrival, let's see. We will make sure our auto brake is set correctly. We're going in on runway 27. We are. QNH is 29.88. Temp is 10, and winds are just about nothing. Okay. Okay, Lurga, and we'll hit top of climb at the after Lurga. we got a cloud cover. Right, 22,000 feet. My apologies. That was not a professional pilot thing to do. I apologize. Looks like I got a big cloud cover. Let's look outside. Checking weather also. We have some weather out to our south, to the south, which would be to our left, but I don't see any real strong winds or weather outside of that. No, we're good. We're passing right by it. I think this says we'll be on. Once we hit top, the top of climb, we'll be at top of descent for 33 whole miles. Well, maybe a little more. Air France 159er02 is requesting a runway change to runway 27 ILS for our arrival.
Air France 159er02, runway 27 ILS, approach approved. Expect the Sovio 2 Sierra arrival.
Taxi to runway 02, advise Alpha, Foxtrot 7, Alpha, Foxtrot 7, Golf, Foxtrot 7. Jet
Air France 159er02, copy runway 27, Sovo to arrival.
American 1669, heavy, Los Angeles Tower, winds 235 at 11, runway 25 left, cleared to land.
I don't know where my co-pilot's disappeared to. She's so quiet. The clouds that are ahead of us really don't show on my weather report. We're almost at top of climb. We'll stay at top of climb for about 100 miles, I think. Give him a break. So seatbelts are off. The passengers have, I don't know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So far we have all the preliminary things we need done out of the way, and that includes our approach information all loaded in the McDo, so we're ready. We need to get an idea of what we need to reset our altitude for? I would say 4,000. We're now counting down Narek's 51 nautical miles. See what I'll do since we're here. So you can see what we're doing just for a moment. Here's us. There's our path right there. And that includes we're 194 nautical miles from the airport. And we play our cards right. We're actually going to fly direct. So we'll actually be flying directly in. We don't have to transition to a different position or come around the other side. So we'll be flying straight in. Okay, Narek 30 nautical miles left to the end of the Narek waypoint, and top of descent will come up behind that. So we've got a total of 71 miles. We're in the Eastern time zone as I'm doing this. 11:38, and I admit I can't can't imagine sometimes some of the pilots in the late night flights. You've really got to be on top of your game, and it's very easy to get fatigued or tired. Right, we're now on the final approach to top of descent. So it's time to begin our descent, our slow descent. Stephanie, go ahead and get our clearance to descend on our arrival.
We're cleared for the Sovo 2 Sierra arrival into Biarritz. I'll get our descent clearance.
Air France 15902, identified. 12 southeast of Cahors at flight level 330, QNH 1010. Expect the Sovo 2 Sierra arrival. Anticipate descent in about 5 minutes. Feel free to ask if you'd like it sooner. Proceed direct VDAC.
St. X Tower, Air France 15902, requesting clearance to descend for the Sovo 2 Sierra arrival into Biarritz.
Air France 15902, descent altitude 14300 feet for the Sovio 2 Sierra arrival into Biarritz, QNH 1010.
Attention, please prepare the cab for arrival.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to restow them at this time. Please check around your seating area and the seat pocket in front of you for any cups, glasses, or other articles you wish to discard. Kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle. Thank you so much. We wish you landing in approximately 15 to 20 minutes.
I don't know if it'll be that quick, but that's what she always says. She has faith in me. Can't fight it.
Airframe 15902. Contact Bordeaux Control on 125.79.
I feel like I'm flying into the light. Still darker on that side. We are 119 miles outside of the airport, and this should be a straight in, or so we're actually going to be going straight in. No transitioning.
Air France 15902. Contact Bordeaux Control on 133.78.
Contacting Bordeaux Control on 133.78. Air France 15902.
All right.
Bordeaux Control, Air France 15902. Morning, descending through flight level 270 to flight level 140.
Air France 15902, Bordeaux Control identified. Good morning.
Okay, Ausch waypoint 16 nautical miles. Okay, so we'll actually be kind of on a westerly path right now. And since it's runway 27, that means we literally will be able to descend straight into the airport if all goes well. So. Coming up on Usaku. Okay, we're getting there to 10. This is our next waypoint, about 5 nautical miles from it, and we continue on.
AFR 15902, Bordeaux Control, clear the servo to Sierra, arrival into Biarritz.
not much to say right now. It's rather quiet. It'll pick back up once we get into the final approach. We have already activated our landing setup, but not we haven't started the approach setup.
Air France 15902, Bordeaux control. Descend flight level 050.
Seattle Center, when you're ready to begin your descent, descend and maintain flight level 290.
Descending flight level 050, Air France 15902.
So I'm going to go ahead and activate the information in there. So now our frequencies, everything is set for our arrival. Do I have anything I need? Any discontinuities? Nope, I don't. Nothing to take care of right now. McDo's getting a little bit, like, at least more intuitive or easier to use.
Air France 15902, contact Biarritz approach on 125.6.
What happened to Stephanie? Stephanie, are you going to answer that?
IL switches over to Biarritz approach now. Bordeaux control, Air France 15902, Biarritz approach, Air France 15902, descending past flight level 050.
Let's get it lit up. Flaps 1. Port out. Flaps 1. Spoiler is armed.
Air France 15902, proceed direct. CI27, descend altitude 2500 until established on the localizer cleared for the ILS, runway 27 approach.
Proceeding direct, CI27. Descend to 2,500 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 27 approach. Air France 15902.
Melbourne Center, this is American. I'm sorry, Quantum 22910. Wanted to know what the weather is like in Melbourne.
November 95, Papa Victor. Heavy Atlanta Center, contact national approach on 119.35.
119.35 for 5 Papa Victor. Abby, good day.
Zulu 65, Tokyo Control, expect the Yayoya arrival.
C direct CI127.
Air France 15902, contact Biarritz Tower on 118.7.
Switching to Biarritz Tower on 118.7. Air France 15902. Biarritz Tower, Air France 15902. Morning, we're established on the ILS approach for runway 27.
Air France 15902, Biarritz Tower, winds 200 at 3. Runway 27, clear to land. Attention all aircraft, hotel now current QNH 1011.
Or flaps full. Fully stable approach. Hey, buddy. Brakes are at enable. Yeah. I don't think I can do that anymore though. I can't.
1000.
Should have set that autopilot 2 earlier, but it should be okay.
500. 400. 100 above. Minimum 300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Retard. 5. Retard. 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 Retard.
I'll let my nose come down a little harder than I should have, but it's alright.
Air France 1502, Biarritz Tower, welcome to Biarritz. Contact ground on 121.95.
This will be your one and only indication that it's safe for you to get up and move about the cabin. Please be reminded to use caution when opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during landing. You may now use your mobile phones and other handheld electronic devices while we taxi to the gate. However, your laptop computers and larger electronics must remain stowed.
Not a very busy airport.
We invite you to visit Delta.com for all your future travel needs, including checking in for a flight and managing your SkyMiles account. If any of you should have questions regarding ground transportation, baggage claim, or any other information, a uniformed Delta agent meeting this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. On behalf of the Delta Sky team, our global partners, and flight crew, we'd like to thank you all for flying with us. We've enjoyed having you on board and look forward to the opportunity to serve you once again. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, not a very big airport.
Flight attendants, prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
All right. Ground service, chocks, external power.
Iberia 22, Papa Romeo, contact departure. Iberia 22, Papa Romeo, roger. Fueling 22, Papa Romeo, contact departure.
And engines off.
Good evening, this is November 905, Papa Victor Heavy, about to be on final for 2 right.
November 95, Papa Victor, Heavy Nashville International Airport Tower, winds 360 at 14, runway 2 right, cleared to land.
5, Papa Victor Heavy, clear to land, 2 right.
And we will go back and watch watch a replay. Yeah, that's perfect.
Air France 15902, Biarritz Tower, winds 220 at 4. Runway 27, cleared to land.
I should have eased my nose down.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the captain has parked the aircraft at the gate and turned off the seatbelt sign. This will be your one and only indication that it's safe for you to get up and move about the cabin. Please be reminded to use caution when opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted.
It may not give this one to me. Let's see. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one.